Dad, what do I do?
You turn around and put your hands behind your back.
No.
Turn around and put
Sophia, let's not go that route. Let's not go that route.
Dad.
Let's not go that route. We're going to get you home, and we're going to make sure that you're okay. We're going to get you home after we
Dad,
go.
help me. What do I do? I didn't do anything wrong.
We're going to do everything we can to not take you and take you to jail.
On August 9th in 2024, Clermont County, Ohio, a 21-year-old already on court suspension spirals into another OVI arrest after nearly hitting a cop and denying she'd been drinking.
You went up into the grass and nearly took out a sign.
What?
And then I had to get turned around, and I didn't know where you went. And then I turned right here, and I drove this way, and I saw you pull in here real fast, and then your dad's holding a piece of your car that just blasted off of Branch Hill, Guinea Pike, and Waverly Hill. That's what's happening. Now I'm going to ask you again, where are you coming from?
I'm coming from my work.
Your work. Where is your work?
Monroe.
Monroe.
Yes.
Okay. And you have driving privileges, it looks like?
Yes.
What's your social security number?
He's not just asking where she came from, he's testing credibility. And the answers already don't line up.
Sophia?
Yes.
Okay, Sophia, what's your social security number?
We know that after around the house.
I don't know it by heart.
Okay, how old are you?
21.
You're 21 years old, and you don't know your social security number? That's fine. What's your birthday? Hey, Sophia, what is your birthday? You're 21
March
years
2003.
This isn't that hard. We're not talking about the crime of the century, okay?
Yep.
So,
In DUI investigations, confusion is a red flag. Officers look for cognitive delay before they ever mention alcohol.
I just told you what's happening. You just almost crashed and hit me at Branch Hill, Guinea Pike, and Waverly Hill.
Okay.
Okay? And then I turned around and I found you in your driveway holding a piece of your car. You don't understand where that's a problem? You can't crash in the state of Ohio and then leave like nothing happened. Hence, I'm investigating that now. So bear with me, and me and you can figure it out. You don't need to ask what's happening anymore because I've explained it all to you.
Yes.
Now it shifts. This is no longer about a traffic mistake. It's about leaving a crash scene in Ohio. That's criminal territory.
I just got one question for you, Sophia.
Sure.
And it's the $1 million one. How much alcohol have you consumed tonight? Or today?
None.
None? Well, why do I smell it on you then?
None.
None? Okay. This is Officer Campbell, and what we have to do is we have probable cause to believe that you're intoxicated, and we want to put you through some field tests to make sure that you'd be okay to drive a car. Okay? So you'd be willing to do some tests with him?
The moment he says probable cause, the investigation changes legally. She's no longer just being questioned. She's being evaluated for arrest.
You overcorrected, you almost hit me. I had to turn around, do 18, 16 turns, and then I had to come back and track you down, and then so I'm gonna need to go make sure you didn't hit anything, make sure you were okay to drive. You're telling me that you were at work and haven't consumed any alcohol while I smell it on you, right? So now what we have to do is we have to do an investigation in reference to make sure you were okay to drive. You're 21 years old, ma'am, or 22 years old. So the fact that you can talk to your dad or do whatever you want, I'm not going to allow that to happen. Okay, so you have to make decisions based off what you want to do. I'm telling you what I have. Okay?
And now he separates her from her father. In U.S. law, once you're 18, your decisions are your own, including the ones that can put you in jail.
Hey, Sophia. It's okay. I just want you to take a breath for me, okay? Take a breath.
What's happening?
Just take a breath. Okay?
Oh my God, I'm always...
Okay, Sophia, I need you to focus over here, okay?
What's happening?
We're trying to explain that to you. Sophia, listen, okay? I need you to focus over here. Okay, come here. I need you to stand in the shade.
Field sobriety tests aren't random. They're structured to build evidence step by step. Balance, focus, divided attention.
She's going to continue on. She's a grown adult, sir. I don't mean to sound mean or disrespectful at all. I'm telling you what the law says. She can make her big boy decisions. The minute she turned 18, she decides what she wants to do with her life. If she chooses to do the test, she chooses to do them. You can scream. I'm not going to arrest you on your own property. You do whatever you want. But the fact of the matter is I'm telling you not to impede an investigation. So I wouldn't walk any further over there. You do whatever you want, and you choose to do whatever you want. You can go inside. You can stay out here. This is your property. But we're conducting an investigation on operating a vehicle while intoxicated or impaired in the state of Ohio. It just so happens to be in your driveway. Okay?
Her father tries to intervene, But legally, interfering in an OVI investigation can make things worse for everyone.
I feel lightheaded.
You feel lightheaded?
Yes. My dad.
Focus over here. Okay? Take a deep breath.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, this one's different. We're going to go up and down, okay? Focus over here.
When officers say none isn't an option anymore, it means they already believe impairment is present. Now they're giving her one last chance to be honest.
So, Sophia, what I'm going to have you do...
Sophia, how much have you had to drink? Because none isn't an option anymore. That's not the answer. I just like give people opportunities. We're truth seekers, Sophia. Everybody thinks we're the bad guys, and we're not. I like to give people opportunities to explain the truth. That's all I am, is a truth seeker, right? So when we start off things on the wrong foot, meaning that you start off with like stretching the truth or lying to me. I've been doing this for 16 years. I know when somebody's been drinking and when they haven't been drinking, right? So I'll ask you one more time just to give you an opportunity. And do you feel like you should be driving, and how much have you had to drink today?
16 years on the job. That's not intimidation. That's testimony in the making. And the arrest decision is forming.
Dad, what do I do?
You turn around and put your hands behind your back.
No.
Turn around and put...
Sophia, let's not go that route. Let's not go that route.
Dad.
Let's not go that route. We're going to get you home, and we're going to make sure that you're okay. We're going to get you home after we
Dad,
go...
help me. What do I do? I didn't do anything wrong, Dad.
Okay, Sophia, we've explained that to you. Hang tight, deep breath.
Dad, help me. Dad.
Sophia, if you remain polite, cooperative with us, we're going to do everything we can to not take you and take you to jail. Because you don't seem like a bad person to me, right? So we're going to make sure that you don't try to go to jail.
Once he says, turn around, it's over. Under Ohio law, refusal to comply now could mean additional charges.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer or have him present with you while you're being questioned. Sophia, I really need you to pay attention to me for a second, okay? If you can't afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand all those, Sophia, as I've read to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Miranda isn't optional. Once you're in custody and being questioned, those rights must be read, or the case gets challenged.
Give us half an hour.
What is sanctions on the...
So the court can say she can't drive that car and put a club on it, or the courts can do a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. I don't know what this is, if it's an OVI or if it's a OVI that she had in the previous year or something like that. There's even more sanctions on that. Do you know what? I mean, I can go back to my computer right now and figure it out. I'll just ask you, why is she driving under suspension and why does she have privileges? Is it for an OVI?
Second alcohol stop while already suspended? Judges don't love that.
What is it called? Reckless something.
Reckless operation?
Yes.
So if she got arrested for OVI and it got pled down to a reckless operation or anything like that, that would be something that's a court. I don't do penalties. I don't do court right here in your driveway, unfortunately. What we act is probable cause, right? So we have a court hearing. You should plead guilty, not guilty, all that good stuff. But those are just increased sanctions that you would get. Okay? That's it. That's the long score. That's the long skinny of everything. Okay?
And then comes the twist. She's already on a court suspension. In Ohio, a second alcohol-related stop changes everything.
I'm just going to write this stuff down real quick, Sophia. Just bear with me for a second. We will go ahead and start by reading the top of this. And I'll have you follow along, okay? So you are now under arrest for OVI. If you refuse to take any chemical test as required by law, your Ohio driver's license's privileges will be suspended immediately, and you will have to pay a fee to have the privileges reinstated. If you take a chemical test, you may have an independent chemical test taken at your own expense. Okay?
Now it's official. Under arrest for OVI. But the biggest decision hasn't happened yet. The chemical test.
So for the refusal, it looks like regardless, for the refusal, you get a suspension for a year. And then if you take the test and you test above the prohibited concentration, then you would have a 90-day suspension.
Okay. So 90 versus...
A year, basically, yeah. But again, I can't force you to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what to do.
Now pending a check the welfare on Union Street for a 2-year-old female. Advice caller hasn't spoken with her or her mother in a few days.
And if I do the test and I blow 0.0...
90 days or 1 year. In DUI law, refusal can punish you harder than failing. And she's running out of time.
If you don't blow over the concentrated limit, then you do not have a suspension. Well, like I said, it's up to you. We just need to know within...
If I submit the 0.0, charges are dropped.
No, you're still getting the citation and everything else from all the investigation and everything that's led up to this point. The test, as far as you submitting the test, is only based on the suspension. Everything is going to be in totality, which goes to the court. But today you'll be leaving with a citation for OVI and a reckless op because you're under arrest for OVI. That's not going to change.
In Ohio, you can argue with a cop, refuse the test, and blame the stress. But an OVI charge, a reckless operation citation, and a suspended license don't negotiate.